This is Ctrl+B, where I get a chance to talk with the leaders that are making bold moves today to deliver those breakthrough experiences to their employees and customers. Today we have Mike McDaniel, who's the president of the Modern Workplace Services at DXC. Thank you for being here on Ctrl+B. We're going to have a lot of fun this morning. It's often beneficial to start with some kind of a story or joke to kind of break the ice. So the Ctrl+B writers have come up with a few jokes for us to test on each other here to see if they're worth using in real life.
I am ready.
All right, I believe in technology just like I believe in Santa. I hope it will bring me cool new stuff, and I'm happy to not ask any questions about how it showed up in my living room and already knows my name. DXC delivers the digital workspace to more users and more desktops than any other organization on the planet. Now, over the last 2 years, we've understood that, we've got to understand a lot better that the role that technology and the CIO plays in the employee experience is more important than ever. So I'm curious to understand how it is that you have focused on that experience and how you are learning not only from your global workforce, but how you're learning from these users and devices that you service around the globe about how you make that employee experience the absolute best possible.
You know, traditionally the IT folks would think about this operational data or O data. How's my machine running? How quick are we answering calls? How quick are we getting the systems back up and running? And so that O data, it's been important for many years, but what's always been left off is what we refer to as this X data, right? The experience data of the employee. And when you bring the two of those together, you get this great collision of what true experience looks like in an organization. As I have been talking with our clients and working with you guys at Qualtrics, we're really thinking about what's that next level employee experience going to look like, and how do you bring those two things together to create a work environment that actually drives a higher level of employee experience. Our data shows that there's an uptick of 20% productivity for people who are engaged better at work, and that there's also an uplift in terms of their willingness to stay and grow their career with the company. And so we think this combination of X and O data are going to be very important for the future.
And I love the fact that you are focused on the experience. If like the last decade was the decade of moving to the cloud, we fundamentally believe that this decade is all about the organizations who deliver the best experiences will have the competitive advantage. Hey Mike, you got a joke there you want to run by us?
Yeah, when this whole pandemic started and we all started getting on video every day, a lot of my friends, they started exercising, getting in better shape because they were on film every day. I just turned down the resolution on my camera.
I like that one. So I'm curious, as a senior leader driving, a multi-billion-dollar business, what are examples of some of the decisions or some of the actions that you've taken that you could not have taken without having an understanding of the experience or the X data?
It's probably one of the best questions that most CIOs need to be asking, because as they think about the employee experience, before, with just having operational data, they would make a decision to implement something in technology that may help the company, but actually create a problem for the employee. So in doing that, they wouldn't know the end effect of the decision they made. An example is, we're rolling out a new operating system, and they do it over the weekend, and the employees come in on Monday, machines don't work. Where if we would have been proactive by understanding what was important to the employees, explaining that to them ahead of time, then we could actually utilize that XM data to understand what experience the employee was looking for, what their expectation was of implementing a new technology. It really changes the ball game in terms of how we address employee needs. In IT, we always talk about the infamous watermelon analogy. Everything's green on the outside, all the SLAs, but on the inside, everybody's feeling angry, they're red. And that's something we aim to fix with XM data. We can actually pulse the employees ahead of a major IT change and actually get their sentiment. And then we can utilize that data to make sure that as we roll out that new tech, that the process and policies within a company are aligned to drive a great employee experience. That didn't used to happen when all we had was operational data and didn't have this good sentiment data that we can get today.
For a lot of people, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and that step is to form a planning committee followed by a month of Zoom calls and emails. Not on my team.
I know a lot of companies are talking about having their employees go the extra mile. I think that works, except for pizza delivery or airlines.
This has been just fantastic. Mike, thank you for being on Ctrl+B, where we talk to those bold leaders who are delivering breakthrough experiences for their employees. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
This is the end of side one of this record.